Buenos dias from Progreso, Mexico.
Hey guys, we are here on the Gulf Coast. It's a beautiful day, it's nice and sunny, there's barely a cloud in the sky. Today we're gonna take you guys with us all around Progreso. We're gonna find out what there is to do here in this city. We're gonna go over how easy it is to get here and all the details about this place and let you know if it's worth the trip out here, so stay tuned, come along with us. First impressions are not so great so far. Even though it's a beautiful city, the water's amazing, the weather's amazing. There was some caution tape blocking the beach, but it was down where we went in, and we thought it was too good to be true because we had the beach all to ourselves. And sure enough, the police, about 5 to 10 minutes later, the police came rolling by and told us we had to get off the beach, that it's closed all through here.
Progreso is a port city that's about 30 kilometers north of Merida, and it started in the 1830s. It was basically created because their largest export here in the Yucatan was henequen, which is used from the agave plant to make ropes and strings and things like that. So when they were exporting henequen, they needed a closer port to Merida than the original port, which was in Cecil. And then it became just a very popular beach town for the Merida locals because it is so close, only a 30-minute drive from them, and they can chill out on the beach and hang out. And now it's got about 50,000 local residents here.
And seeing the pier itself was cool. That's actually one of the longest piers in the world. Some sources say it is the longest in the world. I believe it's in the top 3 in actuality, but it's 6.5 kilometers long. It's so famous they built a little pier called the Chocolate Pier next to it so you can walk out and observe it. Cars can ride on it, and basically its purpose is because this area is a big cruise ship area normally in the pre-COVID days. So cruises would dock here, but the water is notoriously shallow. So they had to build a super long pier and then take the people into the town of Progreso.
¿Cuánto cuesta for el Cochito Reserva? 40 pesos. 40? Sí. Hola.
We made it to El Cochito. It's a really big nature preserve with multiple cenotes, lots of wildlife, and a big swamp here right outside of Progreso.
It's only 90 pesos per person, so it's super cool. Before you even enter the park, you're on a boat trip and they take you through the mangrove swamp and drop you off at a little dock, and you get to come and explore this ecological reserve. They have a lot of raccoons painted on like all of their buildings, so I'm hoping that we'll see some raccoons while we're here as well.
I think the taxi ride was about 5 minutes. It's cheap, it's cost like 40 pesos. So a really good deal to get out here, and we're so glad to be here because, again, the rest of Progreso is basically closed. But so far, it's really nice and wild in here. All right, so the verdict. The verdict on if it's worth it to come out here right now, honestly, with everything closed at the moment, maybe not, especially if you've got a distance to travel here. The nature reserve, like we said, is nice, but with the beaches being closed, it's just a no-go as far as coming out of your way. Pre-COVID, I would say it's probably pretty worth it. Just one thing we've seen in other vlogs and online, check which day the cruise ships dock. Now, I've heard it can be fun because it's sort of a party, but also it gets super crowded the days the cruise ships come in. So just avoid those days if you don't like a lot of crowds. But other than that, it seems like a pretty nice place. It's,
yeah, for us, we didn't have that much time or money invested into this trip.
Yeah.
So we're not too unsatisfied with it.
Right now, I think we're still at less than $10 spent on this trip. The Colectivo over here was less than $1 each, it was 19 pesos.
But if you're coming from somewhere farther away, you might want to look into some other locations that would offer more.
Yeah, like for us, we're staying in Merida, so it was worth it for the nature reserve alone and just to see the ocean and the big pier. But yeah, other than that, just wait until after the COVID restrictions are lifted to come back to Progreso, I would say.
We are about to catch our Colectivo back to Merida. I would recommend, if you're traveling around in the Yucatan, to definitely research this information for yourself, because like the article that we found was back in September 2020 that mentioned the beaches being closed here, and nothing since then has said anything about it, so it can be hard to find current information.